Good evening, guys. Thought I would do a little garden tour, specifically our veggie garden, and show you guys what we've been growing. This year I took a different approach, which is that normally I'm more sort of frenetically trying to get so much planted, and this year my main mantra has been slow down. And what I've noticed is that slowing down is actually making me more productive. So just a real quick start. So my whole garden here is about 7,000 square feet. So let me just kind of give a little overview of what we have. And it's not all planted out, but a lot of it is. So I decided to move this circular trellis to the garden this year. And I had a really pretty sunflower just pop up from last year. We call those volunteers. So I've got a volunteer, and I planted some canis at the beginning, and then I have some bean plants that are hopefully going to take off and grow all around the trellis. So we have a ton of marigold volunteers in here. These marigolds are coming up in this garden. I have some bronze fennel, and then over here is what's left over from my spring garden. We've harvested a lot of lettuce and have just been basically eating that for the last few months, and then this is kind of what's left of my lettuce, and it's going to start to bolt and go to seed. So I'll probably harvest the rest of it and then leave a few of it to bolt, and then we'll use those seeds to plant more lettuce again in the fall. So, all right, we walk through the trellis, and this year I decided with my friend Carol to plant corn, and oh my goodness, it has gone crazy. It's taller than me in some places, and we just finished weeding and putting down a bunch of hay, and I have some squash that's growing around the corn, and then along the side here I have gladioli that are growing. I like to have flowers alongside my vegetables, in part because I like cutting flowers, but also because it brings pollinators. So this corn variety is called Strawberry Gem, and it's these beautiful dark red glass looking pieces of corn that I'm just so looking forward to getting. So anyway, this TP is going to be for snake beans, and they're finally starting to get going, and we'll climb up that. And then on the end down there, I threw down a bunch of zinnia seeds and marigolds. One of the things that I've been doing this year is making paths. And to do that, we put boxes down, and then I've just been putting wood chips down. So this path is not quite done being formed, but we've got it started. And then I get the wood chips from a thing called Chip Drop. So you basically sign up, and then if there are arborists working nearby, they'll come and drop a pile of chips off at your place for free. So this was the first year that I purposefully made a cut flower garden, and oh my goodness, it has gone absolutely insane, and it's so beautiful. So I've got zinnia, I've got some oh my goodness, calendula, and then I found a packet of like wildflower seeds, just kind of mixed seeds, and that's all this. So I'm just so excited to have cornflower in here. I've seen these before like on TV, and I've never had my own. So now I've got cornflower. I've got some poppies that are going to be coming up, and then baby's breath. And so I've already begun and to make bouquets, and it just goes on and on and on. And I could not be more thrilled with this garden. This side is just starting to get going. I kind of planted it a little bit later than this other stuff, but we've got some California poppies that are starting to bloom, and I've got some more marigolds in here, and then I've got some more zinnias, and then over here, this big mess over here, there's actually a bunch of stuff in there, and I just haven't weeded yet. And then behind that is a bunch of just wildflowers that just grow. Hemlock is what that's called. That's just kind of growing, and I will sometimes use the hemlock just as a filler when making a bouquet. So yeah, we've got this beautiful coral colored poppy, which I am just absolutely loving. So that's the cut flower garden. Over here we have green veg that's left over from the spring that I have let go to seed, and I'll be collecting those seeds and replanting in the fall. This is a potato patch. And then we have another potato patch over there. There's Madeline's potager garden, where she just grows all manner of things. The middle section, believe it or not, is primarily tomatoes. I absolutely love growing tomatoes. I don't know why, it's just, they're so fun. But I have a few other things. I have some cucumbers growing at the 2 corners. And then I'm trying something new this year called hugelkultur, where you pile up sticks and grass clippings and leaves and just all kinds of organic material. And then you put your compost on top of that, and then you just plant right into it. And I think it's going pretty well. I planted a couple squash plants. This is growing way down this way. And it's just gone absolutely crazy. I did dump some carrots seeds in here as well. And for some reason, the carrots just didn't come up. And they didn't come up in the other place that I planted carrots this year either. So I'll probably try again with those in the fall. I'll just turn around from here so you can see our little goat. There's Barnaby, one of our little goats. And I can see my horse coming through the lower pasture there, coming up. And because it's almost time for grain. So the middle section is just a lot of tomatoes, and we finished weeding over here today, and now we're going to be working on this section. So I've got more cucumbers, I've got sunflowers in here, and then I've got tomatoes. And this year our tomato seeds were from Baker's Creek, and I had some that are called Sart Relois, I think is what it's called, and it is a purple and yellow tomato. So I just kind of want to get you a little, so it's starting to turn purple right now, and when it's fully ripe, it's purple and yellow, and I'm so excited about these tomatoes. And then I've got some mushroom basket. Look at the, man, that's so ugly, it's beautiful. Mushroom basket tomato. And anyway, when we get in here and weed, we will also prune and pull off the little suckers that are on the tomato plants. And here we've got some okra in here, and this is again left over from my spring veg. This is sugar snap peas, and I plant these for the kids just so they can come to the garden and snack, and that's exactly what they do. So here's some more of the purple and yellow tomatoes that are growing. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Another volunteer sunflower, and then this is called butterfly weed. And I really love to have flowers in the garden because, again, it brings pollinators. And so it's just love to get the bees in here doing their work. This, one of the things we really like to do is plant just marigolds absolutely everywhere. So you can see bunches of marigolds there, and then this whole row is marigolds all the way down. And we'll be continuing to do weeding on this section of the garden. But the marigolds deter pests, and they also bring pollinators. And in the fall, they're usually blooming well into October and November, and then the leaves start to change, and then you just have this beautiful orange and yellow, the marigold flowers continuing to bloom, and it's just lovely. This is like a Jack and the Beanstalk type sunflower. It is ginormous. I mean, we're talking 8 feet tall, maybe more, and that's a volunteer. It just seeded itself from last year, so I'm pleased to have it in my garden. This year, the twins, our little twins, wanted a little garden, and their garden needs weeding, but they planted flowers and marigolds and different things. I'm seeing more flowers and marigolds, and so we'll get in here and help them do some weeding as well. But I just thought it was super cute that they wanted to do that. So anyway, there's the garden. And I tell you, I love to just get out here and work, and it's such a great way for me to bond with my kids. And I love it when they come out here and they see something growing and they're like, Mom, you've got to see this. And then we run to the garden together and check it out, and it's just lovely. So anyway, thanks y'all for watching the little garden tour.